Wally Show, and that is new music from Danny Gokey, and it's called Hope in Front of Me. And actually, that song comes with a book, too.
Yeah.
There's a book with this. That's pretty amazing. We got Danny on the show with us, and we're going to learn all about your life and how you can write a book and all of that stuff. But first, I want to get to know you a little bit better with my patented paper or plastic quiz, okay?
Okay, let's do it.
This is like, a series of or-type questions, and we'll get a handle on you quickly with Danny Gokey here. Big Ben or the Elena Bradley Clock Tower?
I only know one of them, Big Ben.
You don't know the Elena Bradley Clock
No.
Tower?
Should I be escorted out this room?
Well, you should be escorted out of your home state, because I guess
no.
it's in Milwaukee, and it's the...
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that one.
For some reason, I thought that was Big Ben. Someone gave me the wrong information.
Yeah, apparently that's the Guinness record for the largest four-faced clock tower. Is
Yeah,
right
in
there.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Big Ben is dwarfed in its comparison, correct?
Well, not really, but this one has four faces. That's the thing that makes it special.
Big Ben has how many faces?
One. Yeah, but it's taller. So there you
okay.
go. All right, well, we're knowing that you don't know much about Milwaukee.
No, I love Milwaukee. Wait, give me another chance.
We're going to find out.
Wait.
Because I got a lot more of these. Bo or Luke Duke?
Both.
Nope. Doesn't work that way. Nice try.
I'm so insecure right now. Let's go. Bo, because it's a cool name.
Very good. And you picked Bo because it's
He's from-
Tom Wopat. And where's he from?
Milwaukee?
Yes, exactly. There you go.
Of course, I knew that.
There you
Yes.
go. Gene Wilder or Johnny Depp? They both played Willy Wonka. Who did you like better?
Oh, Gene Wilder, of course.
Really?
Yeah.
Again, from Milwaukee. Now you're getting it. Now
Wow.
you're in the zone,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. But I mean, anyone would answer that question. I hope that way.
Yeah, Johnny Depp played that really weird and creepy.
Yeah, and Gene Wilder did it in a creepy, good kind of creepy way, if there is such a thing.
Yeah, Depp's was a little darker,
Yeah,
I think.
and he's always known for that.
Mm-hmm. He does all that work with Tim Burton and stuff, and I think that's why.
Yeah, Tim Burton, all his dark movies he puts out. Yeah.
Let me see, Laverne and Shirley or Happy Days?
Oh man, they both were from Milwaukee, weren't
Yes, they were. But what'd you like better?
Happy Days, of course.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, the Fonz. I mean, who can get away from the Fonz?
Fonz was the coolest. We're doing paper or plastic with Danny Gokey. Frozen custard or cannibal sandwich?
A frozen custard.
Okay, that's a Milwaukee
But what
thing.
is a cannibal sandwich?
That's what I was going to ask you.
Okay, so that's from Milwaukee as well?
Yes, it is. And apparently it's raw meat, onions on rye.
Can I use a lifeline here?
Yeah. Like, I have no idea. Like, I just figured that was maybe a staple Milwaukee thing, but maybe not.
Not that I knew of.
Whitefish is another thing I think you guys eat in Milwaukee. I've heard that.
Dude, where do you get your facts from? I'm almost questioning,
Yeah.
what is this?
Wikipedia? What, is it wrong?
That's perfectly 100% correct.
And finally, Elliot Yamin or Melinda Doolittle?
Dude, they're both so good.
I know. And
But if I had to go with one, love you, Melinda, but Elliot is I really admire his voice.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
well, there
really
you
do.
go. Because you guys were all American Idols, and the other coincidence between that, you were all third place American Idols.
And neither of them were from Milwaukee.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
See, look at
just
that.
clarify that.
We figured all this out, and now Danny, you you got known basically, I think, first from American Idol. Is
Yeah.
that fair to say?
Yeah, went on American Idol. Just, I think the biggest thing that made me kind of shine right from the start was the loss of my first wife. And so that happened to happen 1 month before the audition.
I remember your
audition.
story.
Yeah.
And
so,
I remember getting choked up seeing it, like,
Yeah, it was not, I mean, it was one of those things where it was the last year I could try out for American Idol. And so it's not like I had a year I could take off and I'm some kind of person who didn't have any feelings. I'd made a promise to her earlier that year that we were going to do it. And then it was the last year that I could do it. And so, I mean, but looking back, when you're walking through those dark situations, you really can't see and you really don't know where you're heading in life at that moment. And it seems like the dark gets darker. But I look back at it now and I'm like, man, God orchestrated everything that needed to happen in that moment. And so, because American Idol became like that hope that was in front of me, like something better was yet to come, even though I was walking through this horrible time.
Yeah, now you being on that show, like there are studies that say that the bronze medal winner is happier than the silver medal winner in the Olympics because they missed it by just that much. And if I just worked a little harder, is that the same for you coming in third on American Idol? You're like, hey, I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, I think you nailed it with that one because it really is like, can you complain when you take that place? 104,000 people tried out that year, and I made it to third God, since then, life has been great. God God has really, there's still so much more to come. Even with this album coming out, 4 years after or 5 years after, I've been on the show, and it's doing so well, and people are, and the music is still making a hit, in people's hearts. It's just fun, man. I don't know how to explain it. I just feel honored. I feel blessed. The story is still being written.
I'm curious because we're talking to Danny Gokey, and he was on American Idol. It was season 8, right? That you were on American Idol.
Yeah, season 8. Season 8.
The Adam
Man, a long
Lambert.
Time ago. Yeah, Adam Lambert
album.
and Chris Allen. Chris Allen took first. Adam took second, and I took third.
Now, the thing about this is, I'm curious. Whenever people go on reality shows, they talk about it like it's a family and a fraternity kind of thing, and you stay friends with people, this, that, and the other. Like, did you stay friends with any of the people, or even like with other artists that came out and went on to be like Christian artists, like Chris Sly or Mandisa? Like, do you guys reach out to each other and kind of help encourage each other?
Yeah, we do, but it's not like maybe what people think. I think people think that we're like best friends.
Right.
And it's more like, we are friends and we encourage each other. And when we see each other, it's always great to catch up. But it's not like the show. I think the show, when we're on the show, that's the number one question I get. Are you guys still friends? I think people, they in their hearts, when they see us up there, they just want to believe that we're like all best buddies. And
right.
And it's not that we're not. It's just that we all came from so many different lives and backgrounds. We all live in different states. And then we came on a show for a few months. And then, we're back to our original lives again.
Did you ever have a moment where, like, a tough moment for your faith? You're walking through this tough part of the loss of your wife. You're trying to live your faith out, in this world. And was there ever a time where you're like, you just lost your mind and like, I want to smack Adam Lambert for singing so high, and I know it's not the right thing to do, but I'm going to do it.
I actually smacked him, actually.
Oh, good.
That didn't get on the news. No, no, of course not. It was one of those things where you became your own worst. It's not that you were in competition with anybody else. You were in competition with yourself. You had to outdo yourself, and you had to get out. You were your biggest, either your competition or your biggest downfall, because that's nobody else. There's enough slots and there's enough place in music for everybody. It's just that you got to outdo yourself every week.
Yeah. We're talking to Danny Gokey, and we've covered a little bit of American Idol, but that was his past. That was what got him to this place now. But there's so much more to his story.
Yeah.
With the charity work that he does with Sophia's Heart. I mean, the guy owns a hospital now. Mm-hmm. We'll get to that. But also, an author.
Yes.
Wow, that's gotta be kind of weird territory. Did you do well in school?
I didn't. Okay, you want the moment of truth?
I do, actually.
People are gonna look at me differently. All right, I'm not dumb. I just don't ever know that. But
anytime, just for the record, anytime you start a sentence with "I'm not dumb," it usually doesn't help your case.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if this is the best. I graduated high school with a 1.9.
Nice.
I did. And,
okay.
And here's why. I don't like to be forced to learn. I love learning.
Right.
I love learning. But when you're talking about I have to learn geometry and algebra, I have not used it since, and I never used it before.
Right.
So it's, to me, I was kind of like a rebellious in that sense. I wasn't rebellious where where I'd like go smack a teacher or anything, but it was rebellion in the sense that I just didn't want to do my homework, and I would just skip a lot of school. Sorry, kids, do not do that. If there's any kids listening,
yes. My daughter right now is like, "Oh, I see, and he turned out okay. He's not okay, honey. He's not."
And so I didn't go to college, but I always had a hunger to learn, and I always had a hunger to learn about God. Had a hunger to learn about being successful in life and being a good, I guess, a man of God who can give back into our society. And so. Yeah. So, anyways, this whole story about a book, I'm just gonna tell you guys everything. The story about the book is, and once again, don't think I'm crazy, but God ended up speaking to me in 2007 that I was gonna write a book, and I thought it was so interesting because in 2007 I'm married to my first wife, Sophia. I'm driving a semi truck, and I'm leading worship.
You drove a semi truck?
I drove a semi truck.
I gotta tell you, that's cool. Like, I wanted to do that when I was a kid.
Did you?
Yeah,
I still have my CDL. Yeah.
Nice.
And
I didn't even know that.
And so I was like, and I'm a praise and worship leader for these two churches, and I'm like, God, I mean, I took it to heart. It meant so much to me that God would tell me that, but I was like, God, who would care? And then little did I know, a year later, from basically when God shared that with me, that I would lose my wife, I would start a nonprofit organization, and I'd go on American Idol. It all happened within that year. And when I came off American Idol, I had like 15 to 20 offers, book offers, and I turned every single one of them down because it meant so much to me. I said, God, you need to write this book, not me. And what I meant is like, you got to give me the okay. And so last year we finally, we felt it was time, and we ended up writing the book, and I share the story behind the story. And I'm glad I waited because so much had not happened yet that needed to be shared in the book. And one of those things is the redemption of getting remarried again after a loss. But I really dug deep into the real negative feelings I had after the loss. A lot of people, when bad things happen, we try to keep the faith, but we're in our minds, we're reasoning, well, why did God not answer my prayer? Because I'm that person who prayed, and she prayed.
Right.
And then everything went south. And I really felt like he ignored my prayers. And then I had a hard time, well, his word says that he's a healer, but he didn't heal. And so that really kind of bugged me. And so it gnawed at me to the point where I became bitter and angry and resentful. And I share that story and how God led me through that resentment and how God gave me the answers that I needed, and how I was able to go forth and embrace the new chapters of life. I think it's a really good book for anyone who's endured loss, who's endured failure, who's endured, stuff that they didn't, foresee coming down in their life. And so
I think the interesting part of what you said, though, is that when you were talking about with your story early on, saying, well, God, who would care what I have to say?
Yeah.
Because you hadn't had this life yet.
Right.
But the interesting thing is God knew the bigger picture, but he knew that it was going to involve heartache for you.
Yeah.
That you were going to have to walk through, that probably you would not have chosen if you had the choice.
Right, and that's the thing, and God knows the desires of our heart, the deepest desires of our heart, and he knows ultimately that's what I would want. I'd want to live a life that would be pleasing to him, and ultimately a life that would be the most greatest influence, towards him and for other people. And so walking through that, it was difficult, but the greater picture was the story was not done yet. God was going to start an organization through me that was going to take in homeless families off the street. God was going to use my testimony on the show, and God was to help. There was millions of people who tuned in, and my inbox was flooded with all these messages of people. There was a lady who was listening to the show that evening, and it was the first day I came out on the show, and she was getting ready to take her life. Her husband had just took his life a few months earlier. And then as she's getting ready to do it, she hears a man in another room crying on the TV, and she's like, it sparked her attention, and she walked in. It was me sharing my story of loss, and she got on her knees and she gave her life to the Lord. These are stories, even with the song Hope in Front of Me, my inbox, there's been 2 people so far that have written me saying I was going to take my life, and I heard this song, and I feel like God is speaking to me through this song. So little did we know that it's like salvation is coming through this hope. Jesus Christ is coming through this song and through the book and through my story. And it's, even though there was that down point, there's been a whole lot of redemption.
Well, let me ask you this. We're talking to Danny Gokey here. And so in your book, or at least on the cover, you talk about, because everyone knows I'm not a reader.
That's the best. I love it.
It says, find your purpose in your darkest moments, right there.
Yes.
Page 1.
Cover.
Yes, on the cover. But, in that, though, what is something, because you touched on, there are a lot of people that deal with loss. What is the one piece of advice that you would give to somebody that's in that dark moment where they're experiencing loss and they can't feel God anywhere around them?
The biggest thing is to come to a place where you let that go and you get back up and you keep moving forward. The thing for me is I got stuck in the whys. I got stuck in the all these questions, and honestly, it opened a door to allow the enemy come in and just wreak havoc on my heart. And when that happened, then I got stuck, and I remember I would lay in bed and I would just cry, and then I couldn't get out of bed. It was like one of those things where you're sleeping at night, you want to stay asleep, but then you get up and you're like, I just want to go back to bed again.
Yeah, that's depression too.
Yeah, it's a deep depression. Yeah. And eventually, God started, when God speaks, he sometimes, he will give you you see these verses everywhere. Well, mine was be still and know that I'm God. And literally, I was like, what does that mean? I'm getting this verse everywhere. What does it mean to be still? All right, I'm not going to move. I'm going to keep completely still and acknowledge you're God. Nope, it's not helping. It's not helping at all. And so finally, I went out of frustration. I went and looked up in the Hebrew what it meant. And this is what it meant. And this is the advice I have for people. Stop striving. Stop the questions. Stop all that, because it's not going to help. And it literally meant let go. And it said, force yourself to let go. And at that moment, I completely understood what God was saying, that I needed to let go. Because in my mind, as I sat on the edge of my bed and I got that revelation, I pictured myself of her being buried, her casket being buried, and me hanging on her casket and being buried with her. And I knew in my mind, if I kept hanging on to this and I kept drilling and wanting to be right and wanting to know answers and feeling like it was no justice to it, that I would go down. And so literally, I pictured a hammer in my other hand, and I was forcing, and I would pound my other hand And in my mind's eye, I was like, no, I refuse to let this take me down. I refuse to let this be the last of good days in my life. And it's like I broke the grip that I had onto it. And it's like someone pulled a cork out my heart, and like all the negative and toxic emotions came draining out. And it's like I could see again that whole resentment that I opened the door to and the questions, it poisoned my heart, and I couldn't see correct. And life was like it was brand new to me when I let it go. So people got to let go and keep moving forward. It's like reading a book. You got to embrace the new chapter.
Your song Hope in Front of Me is a serious song that I think can usher in a lot of healing for people that are struggling and are in some dark places and things like that. So where did this song come from for you?
This song came from that dark moment. It was written from that place of feeling like, it was the rain and storms kept coming and it would never end. But yet there was that hope. American Idol became that hope, and that was in front of me. And even though I didn't fully possess it yet and I'm going through the tryouts, I just felt like, well, maybe there's something better to come, and maybe God can use the situation. Also, another one of those things was Sophia's Heart, the organization I started in honor of my first wife.
Who passed away, in case anyone's just joining us and they feel like judging you now.
Right.
You have to be very careful with that.
No.
He said first wife. He's divorced. No, she passed away.
Yeah, she did. Unexpectedly. And unexpectedly, there was an insurance stipend on her life through the health benefits we had through her job. And when the principal handed me the check because she worked at a school, I knew that money wasn't for me. Well, I started this organization. A few years later, a man gives me a $6 million hospital for free. We've taken over 75 homeless families off the street. Now my story of hope is becoming hope for other people. And it's just amazing. All these little points of hope, that you just got to keep thanking God. God will put hope in front of you, and just grab those points. Even though it's still raining, it's like that light at the end of the tunnel. It's the best way I can explain it.
See, the thing I think is cool, too, is that now you use your music to fuel your other passion. The guys from Audio A have an orphanage down in Jacmel in Haiti, and it's the same type thing where their music career is what's furthering all this other work.
Yep,
and so
absolutely.
God's put you in this place where it's great to have songs out and it's great to travel around the country and all that other stuff, but I think it's really cool that you are, keeping your wife's memory and heart and spirit alive by helping all of these other people as well.
Yeah, you see these families coming in. There's alcoholics, there's drug addicts. They're coming in. We put them in beautiful rooms. Each room at Sophia's Heart costs $12,000 to redo because we want to put them in a beautiful place. Because we were it's a piece of God in every single human. God takes it personal how we treat people. We wrap them with legal counseling, with financial counselors. We give them food. We give them dream building programs again. These families once come in broken are now being healed and changing our society as well.
Well, that's it, man. And a lot of times it starts with a song that they hear that puts them on the right path, like this one, "Hope in Front of Me" by Danny Gokey.
There's hope in front of me. There's a light, I still see it. There's a hand still holding me. Even when I
This is the Wally Show, and we got Danny Gokey on the show, and I'm very excited about this, having him in today, because this is a kind of a convergence of two worlds, because he's got a new song out and his book out, which is awesome, and we've been talking about that, but we had this idea to do something called Danny Gokey Karaoke about 6 or 8 months ago. We just, the name popped into our heads, and then it's like, we got to get him on and do that, and it finally all came together that you're here today. The way this is going to work is you're going to take on members of the show in a karaoke battle.
All right.
I am the reigning champ, so I'm getting a bye through to the final round, okay?
All right.
But the first round that you're going to take on is either going to be Becca or Katie from the show, and you'll have to draw to see who your challenger is, okay? So you
Becca would like to volunteer herself as tribute.
Who are you taking on?
Katie!
Delightful!
Yeah!
Oh, that could not have worked out better.
God has chosen you, Katie.
Yes. Now, Danny, because
He has not equipped me, though.
yes, you are our celebrity, Danny, so you get to choose whether you want to go first or second, and then we also will draw for songs, okay?
All right, I'm going with number 2.
Attaboy. All right.
At least I won't be intimidated before.
Yeah, well, okay. Go ahead and draw for a song for Katie. This will be Katie's song that you are going to draw for. What is
And they're all songs from TV,
This
right?
is TV theme songs.
Okay.
Okay, so I have to.
Yeah, what is it?
Oh man, so I gotta say it.
Yeah, you can say it.
Oh, Full House.
Oh, you got the best one.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
How
like,
does that go?
I know. What,
Come on, no.
Seriously?
No, I watched it. I just need to...
Give her a little bit to help her out.
whatever happened to?
Oh, no!
Yeah. You're already in trouble. Fantastic.
Predictability.
The milkman, the paperboy. There you go. Okay, so here we go.
Do you have the lyrics?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, thank you.
I do have those.
Not you just get a paper boy and we're done.
Yeah, there
Wait.
you go.
Okay, so I'm so confused. Why did we
Yes.
just give her lyrics?
Because we're going to help her out.
Oh.
I can't even read well, so these don't help that much.
She's
It'd be like
what
the
is this
bouncing
word?
ball, you know. Yeah, it'd be like the bouncing ball. We'll help you out
The
too.
bouncing-
Okay.
Well, good.
All right, so here we go. Katie Rose is going to be first up. You know, and thinking about this, I actually might have you guys do the same song because I'm really curious what it would sound like.
So we can see how bad mine is.
Yes, yeah, that's kind of where I'm going. All right, so
I just
here
want
we
to
go.
humiliate you on radio.
Katie Rose singing the Full House theme song.
That's just bad.
Here we go.
Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paper boy, evening TV. Everywhere you look, everywhere you go, there's a heart and something to hold on to. Everywhere you look, everywhere you go, somebody who needs you.
Pulling for you, Katie.
I know it's a bad team to
Gokey's
get
trying to
on.
help you. I'm jumping in.
All alone, our light is waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look.
Yeah, see?
I took you to church on that one. Yeah, Jesus is Lord.
You just killed that. He saved you.
Oh, I killed it.
All right, so Mr. Gokey, we are going to give you something maybe in your wheelhouse, because I think this show probably was around the time of your youth. Saved by the Bell with Screech and all that.
It's a great song.
Did you watch that?
I did.
Okay, good. Okay, so you are getting the theme song to Saved by the Bell. Here we go. Danny Gokey Karaoke.
When I wake up in the morning and my alarm gets out of warning, I don't think I'll ever make it on time. By the time I grab my books and I give myself a look, I'm at the corner just in time. The bus fly by, it's alright, cause I'm saved by the bell. Woo!
Wow.
If the teacher pops a test and I know I'm in a mess, and my dog ate all my homework last night, riding low in my chair, she won't know that I'm there. If I hand it in tomorrow, it'll be alright. It's alright, cause I'm saved by the bell.
Yeah, see, that's what Danny Gokey Karaoke is supposed to sound like, Katie.
There you
I
go.
think it was
Yeah.
close.
Yeah,
That was
that kind of ruled. Like, when you can take a theme song to a show like Saved by the Bell and make it awesome, that's kind of cool. But now,
Alright.
now things get real.
Uh-oh.
Now
Does this
it
mean
gets
you come
real.
in here?
This is me. I had to buy till the last round. So now this is going to be you and me, mano a mano, via 80s hairband rock, okay?
Oh, boy.
Because that's my specialty.
I was born in the 90s.
Really?
No, I wasn't. I was born in the 80s.
Were you really? What year?
I just wanted to make you feel bad. I was born in 1980.
Oh, wow. Okay. I was
Just
born-
barely made the 80.
Yeah,
group.
I was born in 68. So I'm going to let you pick your song.
All right.
This will be the song you're going to do.
Jesus, please touch my hands. Am I...
Please.
Oh,
What'd you get?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Living on a prayer.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes, I was hoping you would get that. 'cause
Yeah.
Brandon Heath has a version of this too, and you have to check it out online.
Oh.
He told me about it, and it's the worst thing you've ever heard in your life.
Really?
Yeah,
It's
he'll
the
tell
worst
you that.
thing?
Yeah, he'll tell you that. It's so now you're gonna get a chance to redeem "Living on a Prayer" for Christian artists.
All right.
Let me see. I drew. What did I get? I got "Jump" by Van Halen.
Oh,
yeah.
But you love that.
All right, do you want to go first or second?
I'll
Go second.
go second.
Yeah, let's end this thing on a high note. I'm just going to be honest with you, because this is not going to be good. All right, so here we go. And I do remember you helping Katie, so if you ever want to jump in there and help out.
Yeah,
that's fine. So this is me with Jump. All right, here we go.
All right.
I didn't warm up today either. So
Neither
I'll throw
did I.
that out there. Oh, neither did I. Okay, here we go. I get up, and nothing gets me down. You got it tough. I've seen the toughest around. And I know, baby, just how you feel. You've got to roll with the punches to get to what's real. Oh, can't you see me standing here? I got my back against the record machine. Woo! I ain't the worst that you see.
Yeah.
Can't you see Yeah. All right. So that I think we can all agree was better than Katie's, but
We'll
still
give it
terrible.
to you. Yeah, we'll give it to you.
Okay, that was absolutely
I
atrocious.
Shazammed that and actually showed up as Van Halen.
That's
You were so
awesome.
good.
Thank you. Thank you. You're a liar, but thank you.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, so here we go. This is Danny Gokey Karaoke, and this is Living on a Prayer with Danny. I'm actually excited about how this is going to sound.
Well, okay, so don't be too excited
No, I
because
am.
this is a high key, just so everyone knows. So,
Is it? Okay,
yeah.
well, do you need the lyrics, or are you just totally going?
I don't need the lyrics for this one.
I like that. I like your style. I like
But I'll
your
take them just in
spunk.
case.
Yes.
All right, give me the lyrics.
Here we go. This is Danny Gokey Karaoke, Living on a Prayer.
Tommy used to work on the docks. Union's been on strike. He's down on his luck. It's tough. Ooh, so tough. Gina works a diner all day, working for her man. She brings home her pay for love. Ooh, for love. Woo! She said she's gotta hold on to what we've got. It doesn't make a difference if we make it or not. We got each other, and that's a lot for love. We'll give it a shot. Oh, we're halfway there.
Come on, get the high note. Don't back away from
Okay,
the
I'll
mic.
do it.
Take my hand.
We'll make it, I swear. Living on a prayer. Oh, that's the next one. Dang it.
I love it. Dude, you killed that. There was something really cool about that, you know. And
Well, that first line came in kind of harsh, but after that, we were smooth sailing from that point.
no, I loved it. I got goosebumps at one point.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is serious, you guys.
Yeah,
Is there a record label rep in here anywhere? Anyone want to sign me?
Really good, man. So thank you, Danny Gokey, for being on the show, having fun with us. You can check out his new CD, Hope in Front of Me, as well as his book.
Yeah, they're in stores right now. Matter of fact, just a little side note, we just debuted this week at #1 in the Billboard Christian charts for the
Nice.
album sales. So we are really, really excited. I have my manager sitting next to me.
That's all right. You
have
got to take care of
mention
some
that.
business. That's
Yeah,
all right.
I felt a little point on my, a little tap on the shoulder, like.
That's awesome, man. Well, congratulations
Thank
and
you,
best
guys.
of luck to you. And I appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you, guys. Had so much fun.